Okay, so what we're gonna do today, I've got a skull from a bull I killed on Monday. So I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna boil it and get all the crap off it, and then once I do that, I'm going to peroxide it like I normally do, just to get it nice and white and make it pop. I went down to our local handy dandy buy mart, got myself a burner, and rather than using one of the big turkey fryer crocks, they had these little galvanized tubs for about a fourth of the cost, and it's about perfect size for an elk skull. So I'll show you how I get this set up, and we'll see if this works. Okay, I got that about half full of water. Gonna put some Dawn dish soap in there. I've heard it's one of the keys to kind of help separate the fat and other tissue from the skull. One of the things you need to do if you're dealing with an elk, you want to make sure to knock those ivories out first. One of the other pro tips for you would be to take as much of the eyeballs, all the extra flesh that you can off of it. I've already skinned it out. I did that last night. So I'm going to dig those eyes out real quick. One of the other things you want to do is get the brains out as quick as you can. A couple things when boiling a skull is you don't want it to sit in there and cook with a rolling boil. You just want it to kind of simmer just enough to cook the meat so it'll fall off. So as soon as it comes up to temp, I'll throttle back off on the gas so it doesn't get too hot. I'm going to pull this out now and see how much of this stuff I can get off, or see if it needs any more time to cook. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little stick here and start pulling off as much of this crap as I can. A lot of this stuff is really rubbery and tough, so it's kind of hard. Okay, a pair of pliers I can use if need be. A lot of this is still pretty well stuck in here, so this might have to go back in the boil for a while. I'm going to fire up the boiler one more time here and see if I can make some more progress on this. While that's warming up, I'm going to show you another trick to get these ivories all nice and neat, polished up. So with the ivories, and take a wire brush to them just to get all the extra crap off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go make myself a little bitty vacuum seal bag. And in the vacuum seal bag, I'm going to throw a couple healthy tablespoons of fresh coffee grounds in there. I'll seal it, but not suck all the air out. I just seal it because it does better in like a Ziploc bag. Once they're in there with the coffee grounds and sealed, I'll put them inside of like an old sock that I can't find the match to, tie it off, and throw it in the dryer. And it just lives in there for a month. Every time you do a load of laundry, just let these roll around in there with those coffee grounds, and they're going to come out all shiny and smooth and have a nice color to them. The vacuum sealer bag, and drop these puppies in here. I put the ivories in with some of that coffee. It's maybe a quarter cup. I vacuum seal it up, and I'll throw it, like I said, in an old sock or something like that that I can just leave in the laundry room. And once this rolls around in there for a couple weeks with all your loads of laundry, I got 3 kids, so we do a ton of laundry. It won't take too long. Those should be all shiny and polished and ready to go, kind of like a rock tumbler, but elk teeth. All right, so I've boiled it once. First time about an hour. I've put it back in for a couple of 10 or 15 minutes at least. There's no way I'm going to get every little last scrap of fiber and connective tissue off it. So I'm just going to pull it out, let it sit outside, dry out, smoke the bugs, and whatever else to take care of that last little bit for me. It's pretty clean as it is, except for all that crap in the nose. But let's see if the rest of that crap doesn't finally fall off once it sits out for a little bit. So it's been hanging up now for a week or so. Looks like most of it's dried off or rotted off. There's a little bit around, but might be ready to clean. Looking at the underside of that skull, the last little nooks and crannies where the meat was hanging on, it was pretty hard and super crusty. It was worse than jerky. I'm gonna dunk it back in water for a couple days and see if it doesn't loosen up some of that stuff. And then if I can pick it clean at that point, hopefully I'll have it ready and can start whitening it. So last time you guys saw this, I had taken it out of the boiling water, was hanging it up to dry. After a few days, I went and checked it, and there's still a lot of meat on it that was getting just dried out. So I've been taking it, dunking it in water for a day or so, pulling it out, letting it dry, letting the bugs do their thing. It's been about a month since I boiled it, and it's pretty clean. I had to get in there with some forceps and pull out a couple chunks of cartilage from the nose. There is still some cartilage that's dried and really not coming off. Very few little hunks of meat and crap in there. I can't really get to it or pull it off or anything. It's pretty stuck on there. I'm going to go ahead and try to get some peroxide on it and let it sit and see if that peroxide doesn't loosen up the rest of this crap. But yeah, we're about done.